Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be looking at the Dreadnought, Urgot. We'll be taking a look at Urgot's abilities and how they work so you can start picking him up in the Rift. This video is aimed at newer players looking for a top laner who enjoys a good fight and loves to get into the thick of things. I'll also be including bonus tips for every ability, so stay tuned. And without further ado, let's dive in. Urgot's passive, Echo in Flames. Urgot's 6 legs each have a cannon that covers an arc, together forming a full circle. Each cannon has their own reload timer. Urgot's next basic attack in the direction and range of a loaded cannon causes it to fire in the shape of a cone at enemies, dealing physical damage based off Urgot's attack damage stat as well as a percentage of the target's maximum health. Bonus tips. Keep an eye on the passive indicator to know when each cannon is down or ready to fire. This is shown by the indicator around each leg. When trading with enemy champions, try and focus on dancing around them so you can make full use of all your cannons. Urgot's Q, Corrosive Charge. Urgot launches a canister at a target location, which explodes shortly after landing, dealing physical damage to all enemies in the area as well as slowing them for just over 1 second. Bonus tips. Due to its slow, it's excellent as both a disengage and engage tool. Use Q to mark enemies easily during engages and ensure you get maximum damage output on your priority target with W's passive. Urgot's W, Purge. W's passive. Urgot's other abilities mark enemy champions for 5 seconds. Marked champions become the focus of W's active ability provided they are in range. Only one enemy champion can be marked at any one time. For 4 seconds, Urgot is able to move through normal minions, automatically attacking the nearest enemy at a fixed attack speed, prioritizing marked enemies. He can attack whilst moving, however, his movement speed is reduced considerably. If during the 4 seconds you recast your W, this will prematurely end your current W cast. Bonus tips. As Urgot, even though you typically start level 1 with your E, once you have your 3 main abilities, you max W first. Each increase in level of this ability reduces its mana cost, cooldown, and increases attack damage per shot. Once maxed, it simply becomes a toggle without any mana cost. When engaging or disengaging, toggle it accordingly because whilst active, walking near any enemy targets reduces his movement speed as he attacks them. Urgot's E, Disdain. Urgot shields himself, dashing shortly thereafter in a target direction, dealing physical damage to all enemies in his path. If he collides with an enemy champion, he stops, stuns them for 1.5 seconds and subsequently flips them over. Bonus tips. If an enemy is about to hit you with a crowd control ability such as the stun for example, you can cast your E beforehand and even if you get stunned, Urgot will charge and still knock up and stun the enemy hit. This ability is really useful to get around your enemy and make the most of your passive and W shots for maximum damage output. Urgot's R and ultimate, Fear Beyond Death. Urgot fires a drill which impales the first enemy champion hit. If that champion falls below a health threshold shown underneath their health bar, you can recast your ability to pull them into you and execute them. If you are successful in executing them, all enemies around you are made to flee for 1.5 seconds as well as slowed by 75%. Bonus tips. Where possible, try to be close to the enemy when firing this ability. Even though it has a big range, it can be made harder to dodge if there is less time and space between you and the enemy. If you land your E, you know the enemy will be knocked up behind you, so it makes it quite easy to land your R afterwards to continue the engage and hopefully end up with a kill. And there you have it. If you enjoyed the video and found it useful, please leave a like, and if you have any questions, please drop them down on the comments below. I'd be happy to help.